Man.
All it up. Please don't let them turn this country into the merge, so we can all live it up for the rest of our lives. As usual, thanks for the wise words.
Let me see something.
More drop. And like that, we go.
Shot my love for solo, then ego for shady plate. My wisdom potent enough for 2 juniors. My baby's baby.
Miss Mello, what is up, y'all? I'm gonna give people time to get here. They might be busy. Give y'all time.
Well, your face, red nose, trouble in there. You cut my ties wide. Niggas rather support the unfamiliar. Army wear a gun concealer. Catch you slipping, you breathe wrong. Don't begin on. You got the bin honest to put the sleeves on.
What's up, OMG? Debbie John Brown? What is up? I'm gonna give folk time to get in here. What's up, Najee? Trisha, what's up?
Everybody bought $1. The price of life is cheap if you've been to places I've been. You know a thing about survival. Keep it on, cause niggas
about to get it in.
You prosper from the striving.
We about to get it in a little bit. Marissa, what's up?
While still cheating lies, you only go and see providing. I'm ready for the private riding. Window open up for enterprise. And the closest ones that wrote me took from me. That hurt my heart, scarred the boy in me. The pains here.
What's up, Tamika? What's up, Damaris? What's up, Sarita? Oh, Ruth. What is up? What's up, Gina? Twiggy, what up? What's up, Mia? Gala, Green. Lady C, Felicia. What up, Empress? Y'all hit that like button on your way in. Brother Dylan, what up? DC, what up?
Waiting for you to sleep. Everybody bought $1. The price of life is cheap if you've been to places I've been. You know a thing about
Beautiful, what up?
Keep it on, cause niggas recognize them. You prosper from the striving. They want you down when you're rising. Lying with the ducking or the dodging. They will sleep advising. While still cheating lies. You get on, they go and see providing.
What's up, Shanice?
Ready for the private riding. Window open up.
Nala, Sweet Tea, Hitman J, what up? Yeah, man, we about to do it, man. I'm gonna give people about 3 more minutes and then we gonna roll. I'm gonna give people about 3 more minutes and we gonna roll.
Couldn't push me down the hill. I double numbers on nothing comers. You always gotta chill. Broke a classical sour power. Can break me out of meal. Raise a bitch and still crack around me. That pussy got shill. Pack an Allen on having talent. Your calendar is clear. Black medallion. I'm back to style. You balance your career. Nigga, miss me.
Big gang, Eastside, what's up?
20s, 100s, and 50s. So I bargain. We're still bagging up money. Don't need stereo trips. Seeing me guardian. Superior risk. Play me a starving. Canary the fist.
Y'all go ahead and get your shit. Nah, you said you done rolled up already. What's up, Professor Truth?
And rock you sleepy, drop the pants on your feet. You get into it, you don't talk about it. The trouble comes and ain't no walk around it. Why you think the morgue is crowded?
Rashad, get in formation. Get in formation now.
Class session, pay your student fee.
What's up, Nubian?
What your problems got to do with me? You begging, I ain't heard a thing. Money, hollers, usually.
What's up, Ken? What's up, Joseph?
No George, just deposit. I ain't get this plug on Twitter, but I'm a follow.
Okay.
What your problems got to do with me?
Okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me clearly? Am I sounding clear? What's up, Janae? Am I sounding clear? Okay. First and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what it is. Mad love for the support. Mad love for the encouragement. Mad love for the likes and the shares. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel. Let me see, I did a show on Monday. And I briefly, somebody asked me about the ATOS, and I briefly kind of talked about it. And I said I was going to come in and do a whole show about how I felt about the ATOS movement. Versus, and it seems to be this become versus what would be Pan-Africanism or other movements that involve all Black people all over the world. What's up, Tony? Now, with the ATOS, some people don't know what the hashtag means. To clarify that very early, it stands for the American Descendants of Slavery. That's what it stands for. I'll read y'all a short, I guess they got a website up, ATOS101.com. If you want to read the exact, I'm not going to read the whole website. I will just read here so we know who supposedly founded it. Says hashtag ATOS was started by the brain trust of Howard graduate and host of the Brick and Brown political show, Yvette Carnell. Some of you may be familiar with Yvette Carnell. She has a channel here on YouTube. She gets on there and talks really Black politics. Yvette Carnell and UCLA alumnus and attorney Antonio Moore, who hosts the weekly radio show Tone Talks. You guys may be familiar with their show. ATOS, which stands for American Descendants of Slavery, seeks to reclaim/restore the critical national character of the African American identity and experience, one grounded in our group's unique lineage, and which is central to our continuing struggle for social and economic justice in the United States. That's the mission. That's basically what's going on with ATOS on the surface. It seems to me that the conversation has become now where we are, I guess, separating off, basically fuck everybody who is not an American descendant of slave. We're not really worried about y'all. We're kind of focused on getting what's owed to us here as an American descendant of slave in this country. Pay me what you owe. This is essentially what I hear. And I don't know. I kind of hear. I think it came out the Boondocks. It might have been Riley saying some shit like that. It might have been a little Riley saying that shit. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. Is pay me what the fuck you owe. A lot of people are having issues with the ATOS movement. If you are Black and you have an issue with the ATOS movement, then I would say that you're not paying attention to the history here in this country. There's no way you can be against ATOS move. There's no, to me, to be against it is to be really in some form anti-Black. When you understand the history, when you understand how unique your situation is as a descendant of slavery in America, when you understand how this country built its wealth and power off of the rape, torture, and enslavement of your people, there is no way you can stand against ATOS. It's impossible to me. Completely impossible. in my opinion. Now, I don't sit around hashtagging ATOS. I didn't need ATOS to come through and try to and necessarily focus me, make me understand history, make me understand what we are owed. If you go back in history and you look at the civil rights movement and that what was given to Black peoples, you understand that that really wasn't specific to you as a Black American in any type of way. Immigrants can come in here and stake claim to civil rights. You know, women groups can stake claim to civil rights. Immigrants can stake claim to civil rights. Anybody can stake claim to this shit they want to, which means it's not specific to you as a Black person in this country, as a citizen of this country. Bottom line, you can't argue against that. It's impossible to. Now, again, I didn't need them to kind of focus me because I've been talking about this shit. But they have made a group, and again, this isn't the first group that has sought out to stake claims to reparations. You've been listening to great Black orators talk about give me what you owe for decades. You just have. So this isn't necessarily a new thing. It's more so that they are structuring it in a certain way. Period. That's what's happening right now. They want to leave out all immigrants. Even if you Black, you come from another country, you still a goddamn immigrant, you got to sit your ass down real quick because we're not dealing with you. We're dealing with what my people went through here in this country. This has been a conversation. This ain't a new conversation. A lot of people, one thing I don't like is that people acting like this is a new conversation. It's not new. People have turned it into where, and I've heard people say Yvette Carnell may be responsible for this, where she kind of shames and talks shit about Pan-Africans. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not here to spread any type of motherfucking rumors. I don't know if that's true at all. I don't know about that. What I do know is it's almost like an umbrella underneath an umbrella, in my opinion. That's what it reminds me of. An umbrella underneath another umbrella. Now, anybody that is in the down with the ATOS movement that is completely against Pan-Africanism for whatever reason, then to me, that's disingenuous as well. Because at the end of the day, if you look worldwide, Black people are going through the same, dealing with the same colonizers all over the world. Doesn't matter. Actually, let me pull this story up real quick. And some of you may be privy to this, what they're trying to do for Africa now. I'm going to tie a couple things in here. Let me find the story, make sure I'm not. I want to say it was 12 NBA teams. Let me make sure. Okay. For example, this is how we must see the Pan-African part of this thing through as well. Again, I understand the Black American struggle to get reparations. And if you look again, historically, they killed Johnny Cochran for this shit, if you ask me. Johnny Cochran was looking into this shit before he died. So this has been a conversation. But even now, it must show you how this colonizer is taking it across the oceans. It don't matter where you are. It says the NBA to start start African basketball teams, African basketball league with 12 teams across the continent. Colonizer didn't just, it's not like he stops. Like, okay, you know, America, we got them taken care of. We gonna chill. No, that's not what's going on. So when you leave out the Pan-African aspect of your Blackness, because you may not agree with everything that Pan-Africanism is, you may not agree with everything the ATOS is, but to be against either one is anti-Black to me. I'm not a part of a faction of any kind. Don't feel like I need to be a part of a faction of any kind to speak what's real. that's going on out here, to know that these immigrants do come over here and get these rights, to also know that Black people all over the world are being colonized, that they've been programmed to be self-haters. That's all over. To me, to be against either one is bullshit. And the reason I don't put myself into certain groups, because I do feel as though there's a whole lot of would be what I call tribalism, and what many people have called tribalism going on as you break it down and break off into different groups. I don't think that's necessary for us to make it to the next level, for us to level up. I don't think that's necessary. It reminds me of, it's almost like, y'all remember with the movie Black Panther, where you had Killmonger like, yo, shit's real all over the motherfucking world. And if you don't give a fuck about nobody else outside of Wakanda, then I can't fuck with you. Basically. And T'Challa was like, well, nah, I'm going to deal with what we got going on here in Wakanda, and the rest of y'all just going to defend for yourself. That mentality is what I'm saying some people say is the mentality of the ATOS. They're more looking at it like on some trying to build a little Wakanda here in America. Because it's not just about reparations. But then you got Pan-Africans like, nah, I'm with Killmonger. It's teamwork. That's the only way we're going to get this shit done. And to me, it doesn't make sense for the would-be ATOS. It doesn't make sense for them to, you know, section off. But Black people historically, and then again, look at this thing from a historical perspective. That's been one of our issues throughout our entire history. That's been something historically. We like to divide ourselves off into different groups and be against each other and have different views about what's going on in the world with Black folk. That ain't new. That's been a problem. This is one of the reasons why, if you listen to some scholars, they will say that the Africans in Africa, due to tribalism, were able to consciously give other Africans to the motherfucking European colonizer. Due to tribalism, due to infighting, due to dividing up. That's not a new thing. Nothing new about that. And that's been a problem that we've had historically. I see us doing it again, though. I see us continuing to do it again over and over and over again. I see that happening. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be against ATOS. They want to fight for reparations for descendants of slavery. I don't see an issue with that at all. But tribalism has been a problem with Black people. That's been our would-be Achilles heel. Period. Now, what's happening with the ATOS is they are getting attention with politicians. They're forcing these politicians to answer tough questions. They are doing that. But to me, before ATOS came out, you should have been asking these politicians tough questions. Again, I don't think they were necessarily needed for that. We should have been doing that. That should have been something we were focused on. Look at your position in this country. Look at how you're treated constantly. It shouldn't take a hashtag for you to realize what the fuck going on out here. The ATOS wants to stake their claim as Americans. If the ATOS movement believed that America gonna give them reparations based on them hashtagging their name ATOS, then they're not looking at this shit correctly. They're not looking at this shit from a historical standpoint. Because what goes on in Africa, what goes on with black people all over the world, what goes on here in America, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up. It affects us all over the world. Which is why when Muammar in Africa was able to be taken out by America, is because he was making moves that was going to uplift Africa. They're oppressing you, unilaterally across the whole world. Doesn't matter. If Africa gains its power, that's going to be a problem for the European colonizer all over the world. Period. If the black people here in America gain their power, that's going to be a problem for the colonizer all over the world. That's the part we can't lose sight of. I don't give a, y'all want to divide yourself up and be on whatever team. Again, I'm free agent. I'm a black man out here trying my best to wake my people up and make them even give a fuck about what's going on out here, which is the hard part. Getting black people to click up into little hashtags and, whether they want to be Moors, Israelites, Indigenous, Aboriginal, whatever they want to call themselves. That hasn't been an issue that we've had. That's easy. Getting the majority of black people to give a fuck about their blackness has been what's difficult. Period. And black people all over the world don't see the how powerful unifying globally could be. We don't see that because of our tribalism. Still, same thing with this movement, same thing with all these movements. Tribalism. The only movement I ever respected as incomplete in every piece of it was the Black Panther Party. Period. What we're doing right now is the same thing that we've always done historically. And it's going to end up the same way. America ain't going to give black folk no motherfucking money. They're not going to give reparations to black folk. They're not going to give land to black folk. It's not going to happen like that, especially when you have such small groups of black people spread all out, not unified, ununified, disorganized. They're not about to do that. Not going to happen. You can go in there with your hashtag if you want to. Not going to happen like that. Period. Because we're still asking that these motherfucking colonizers look out for us. You know what you did. You know you owe me. We've been saying that shit for decades, centuries. It doesn't matter. Because we're still small groups. Always has been like that. You have followers of this person, followers of that person, followers of this person, followers of this organization. And that's, we split up all over the place. The only move we got, the only move that makes sense, the only move that we haven't done yet is this one. That's the move right there. That's the move that's not happening. So y'all can write up legislation, call yourself drawing up legislation, write letters to whoever the fuck you want to write it to. It doesn't matter. We are at our biggest threat when we're organized, when we're together. They know it. And by now we should know it. They're not about to come give us nothing. If we organize like we supposed to, they're going to do what they did the most recent time with the COINTELPRO. They just going to do that. Knock off some people and black folk going to go back to sleep. That's how it's been. Even in Africa. You get a rising up over there in Africa where a black man or woman is trying to rise up. America will even get involved in that. Knock them off. And everybody goes back to sleep. So to me, looking at the movement for what it is, again, I can't disagree with it. I can't disagree with what they're trying to do. What I know based on history, though, is this shit ain't gonna about to matter. I do know that. Not knocking nobody's dreams. Nothing like that. Not trying to do that. But I do know, as we divide ourselves up, that's the weaker we become. All it is to it. We got about 45, 50 million black folk here in America. To get most of those black people in one place at one time, one mentality, that's the goal. That should be the goal. Just like, well, for example, with the Black Panther Party, they didn't just have Black Panther Party here. They had chapters in Africa as well. Chapters in South America as well. You can't have a ATOS everywhere. Until we start linking up and clicking up as a people all over the world, instead of trying to be over each other, instead of trying to get our seat at the table, instead of trying to get white people to treat us, you know, special, different, which is one of the problems we have now. It ties into the individualism that we have here. As long as you come give me some money, as long as you make sure I'm straight, then I'll be quiet. I'll chill. That's been our problem. If the ATOS want to go challenge some politician, say Kamala comes out of her goddamn mouth, and they be like, nah, well, what the fuck about reparations? I support that. What you doing for black folk? You don't have a black agenda. I support that. Support that completely. Can't be against that. Logical questions. You pandering to black folk, what you got for us? What you gonna do? How could you not support that? I haven't been looking at y'all's comments. Let me get some of y'all's comments and then we'll continue. I can't say your name. I want to show you love for putting some money on the books, though. Mupacalypso. If I'm saying that right, I really appreciate the love. Says ATOS is the only way to identify one another so we can start to build infrastructure in our communities. That is all. Don't let these people fool y'all. To me, if the goal is to build infrastructure in our communities, you don't need a hashtag for that. To me, I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, I don't need a hashtag for that to be my goal. For me personally, I didn't need Yvette Carnell for that. I didn't need Tone Talks to come and tell me that. And it's people been talking about this shit since before we was born. We should have been building up our communities, been unifying together, giving a fuck about each other. That should have been something we should have been doing. Period. But as an ATOS mission statement, I don't have anything against their mission statement. Michael O says, let's say the ATOS gets reparation and then the monies are used to develop manufacturing in Africa. Everybody wins. Exactly. That's why I can't be against it. I can't be against that. But ATOS getting reparations because they're calling themselves ATOS, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that. Because again, black folk been talking about reparations. That's what Martin Luther King was talking about when they popped him off. They knew. Right, exactly. Goddess Ayana says Africans owe it to ourselves to unify and help each other because that's when we've been at our best. Even if you don't even, you know, if you just look at historically, we've been in our best, we've been in our most powerful historically. This ain't just no random idea somebody pulling out of the sky. We've been in our best historically when that's the form we were in. Period. Because the colonizers are going to colonize all over the world. We at our best, no matter where we are, whether we in Africa, whether we in South America, whether we in North America, it doesn't matter where we are, we're at our strongest together. No matter what. PG, you know, I guess PG number, I think I'm saying this right. PG number 13 says you might not have needed it, Rob, but the internet is the language of the young people, unfortunately. So they do need the hashtag. I'll say that hashtag ain't gonna help them none if they mom and daddy and them ain't teaching them shit. It will not help them. That's my stance. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hashtag ain't about to help nobody. The people I see picking up that hashtag right now are people that are supposed to be already conscious, already woke. You know, they're just adding this. Well, this now, I'll do this now for a little bit. I guess until it dwindles off or whatever. I don't know how long they're going to do it, you know. But if it's getting young people involved, then it is what it is. That's a good point as well. Ayana says, kind of disrespectful to call our ancestors slaves. They were Africans that were enslaved. And then I don't know who all gonna come and pick up and try to say, you know, because the white man has a way. This is historical fact. They have a way that they'll come give certain exceptions to certain groups of people and then find a way to classify themselves as that group. We saw that happen with the Native American and the concept of the $5 Indian. This type shit they do. They may come grant the reparations, but they're going to be the ones that choose whether you are a descendant of slave or not. That's still not a process that we get to choose who is a descendant of slave. That's going to be a process for America, the white motherfuckers. That's going to be a process that they put us through. Even if we get the shit jumped off, they'll be the ones proving whether you are or whether you ain't. So the bearer of proof will be on them. Still. So I see that being a problem as well. J1 Blackmon says, I think he meant it. Ain't it ironic how that seems to happen? Ain't it ironic how that seems to happen to always happen? Boy, you got all types of different tenses going on here today. You know, the white man taught you to formulate a sentence better than that, J1. Now, shit. I'm gonna start over. Ain't it ironic how that seems to always happens? The moment an activist or historical radical speaks for our people behalf, they get popped off. It's like they're remixing the slave game's brutality. the fact that all they have to do is knock off one is problematic. Is black people out here, some of our great black leaders that risk their life for no reason, that risk their lives to be popped off, and then everybody goes back to sleep. Period. It shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take any of that. They pop off one of us, we all go back to sleep. When that should cause, you know, some type of fucking uprising inside of us, but the fear takes over. They're able to do that. PG-13 says Yvette has really done a great deal of research on these topics. All jokes aside, y'all should check her out sometimes. Go check out Yvette Carnell. I do think Yvette is a smart woman. But again, I didn't necessarily need her to structure me. Frank Littlejohn says, you know, there are actual records on slaves. It won't be that hard. I think it'll be that hard, because here's how the slaves, when they were sent, okay, bring a slave in, change their name, full blown. You know this. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible. Again, you know, change the name of the slave. Breed the slave. Send a son here. You know, mama might go over here, daddy might go over here, cousin them might go over here somewhere. Whenever they go to another slave master's house, that slave master may very well change that slave's last name to their last name. A whole lot of name shifting going on in here and there and that, you know. A whole lot of that shit going on. And it ain't like they was keeping track of DNA per se. You know. So to me, it can be, I think it could be a little bit difficult to kind of prove who exactly were here. You know, who exactly went through what, based on the way that the slaves ran, the way they ran that shit. That shit wasn't organized like that. They did whatever the fuck they wanted to. Exactly, Sharonda. Says Harriet risked her life to help free slaves on more than one occasion. And when you got free, a lot of them changed their last name to Freeman, which was essentially free man, you know. That's what they did. Rob Jr. says the ATOS movement are based off the teaching of Dr. Claude Anderson. I have heard that as well, that he kind of put the pieces together, and they kind of made it into they put those pieces inside of a folder and gave it a name. I have heard that as well. But even if you say Dr. Claude Anderson, again, this has been conversations, you know, we talking about reparations and black people getting what they're owed in this country, whether it be land, you know, all that, that's, you know, that's even before Dr. Claude. No disrespect to him. No disrespect to Yvette or Tone. But this is, you know, this been going on. Monica Fleming says, why y'all fighting this? If you seeing this as fighting, then you might have missed a lot of the video. I'm not fighting anything. I don't, you know, I'm not fighting shit. I was asked to give my opinion on it, so that's what I'm doing. I said I wasn't against it several times. I think to be against it is actually anti-black. Mupo Calypso says, I wonder if the slaves escaping the plantation argued the whole way about what to call themselves and called Harriet Tubman a dyke. I don't know where that comment came from, but I think the people that argue with Harriet or they said anything, they got killed. Harriet was about that life. Harriet was about that motherfucking life. Somebody said Yvette is live now. She's getting it in. Somebody, a Sweet Tea says anti-black is a reach. That's cool. Okay, some people are saying some things about Yvette. Y'all got Yvette paired as Harriet Tubman? What? Whoa, man, that's tough. That is tough. If Yvette equals Harriet Tubman now, I mean, I'm not knocking y'all if y'all, you know, support her or whatever like that. Whoa. But hey, I guess the people who, you know, if Yvette equals Harriet Tubman, I can't, you know. Y'all act like I'm knocking ATOS or something. Like I don't understand. Some of these comments I'm reading are like I'm knocking it or some shit like that. Like y'all ain't listening. I don't know. I guess the only way y'all would listen to me is if I hashtagged. I guess if I carried the hashtag, maybe y'all would fuck with what I'm saying. But I'm not against it at all. I haven't said I was against it once. Mupo, you mad as hell, ain't you? God damn, calm down. Somebody was an example, for Christ's sakes. It was a bad example, then, goddamn it. So somebody said Yvette is a swirler lesbo. Ew. Whoa. Some of y'all. Monica, you said it sounds that way. If you start listening 5 or 10 minutes ago, we'll watch the entire show later. Well, I just said I'm not against ATOS, so you don't have to go back. I just said it. So, very simple. Just because I ain't on my knees, you know, y'all act like people have to be extra. I can not be against something and I'm still don't have to be on my knees, you know, like Yvette. No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to happen. Not going to do it. If that's what it takes to show support, then y'all can just say I don't support, because that's not what I'm about to do. Because I already had this information. I've been doing this shit for years. So, you know, y'all might have needed that, ATOS. But I mean, I don't understand what the issue is. Yeah, it's my join the cult. Like I'm not about to do all that. I'm a goddamn free agent, so I have different opinions. I think different people got different ideas. You know, it is what it is. But I ain't about to get on my knees. If you want to check out and see what ATOS is all about, I'll share the link to their website. It's basically a calling for this government to give Black people, descendants of slaves, what they owed in this country. This has been an argument now for centuries. You know, it is what it is. The link is there. I just put it up. Website's there. You can go check it out. There's nothing. I mean, again, if you to be against what is being said here, you just, you know, it wouldn't make sense to be against it. It's the same thing that all these black leaders been saying, been begging America to give black people what they owe. That's been a thing. Give us these reparations. Y'all done built an entire country off the backs of our ancestors and want to sit around and act like y'all didn't when we know goddamn well you did. Stop playing. Conscious Coon Killer, okay. Conscious Coon Killer says, I'm all for ATOS politically speaking. All that other BS can miss me. You can't say that, boy. You say that, then you ain't doing right, apparently. Damn. Mupo said, y'all make a preacher cuss. Just get on code, bruh. Cause rugged individualism will kill you. Okay. Explain to me how to get on code, Mupo. Tell me how I'm off code right now. School me. I'll give y'all some time. I'll give y'all the floor. If I'm off code, tell me how to get on code. I don't know when we became, I think Mandria Montgomery said, when did we become American? I really don't know. All the laws here in America don't protect us. I think being in America is a matter of being on a landmass. That's what I have it, the equivalent as, you know. I think it's just that. It's a landmass because we're not protected by anything that actual Americans are protected by, like, for example, the Constitution. But as a matter of where my body is, that's the only way black people have any stake and claim, really, as an American. If you've just been here. Aunt Jam says it doesn't matter what good intentions Yvette and other leaders of ATOS have. The white supremacist trolls have taken over the movement through their comments on the pro ATOS videos. Well, you know the trolls going, you know, they're going to come. They shouldn't be able to take over a movement, though. That's what we got to be tighter at. We got to be tighter on that. They shouldn't be able to come in here and co-opt anything, especially when it comes down to black people getting black Americans, descendants of slaves getting what they owe. Because there shouldn't be anything that could come in and debunk that or knock that off at all. Black people shouldn't allow that. Courtney X says we are American, more American than any than the white person could ever be. I could agree to that as far as the landmass, because I feel like a lot of us was already here. It wasn't called necessarily America, but I do understand exactly what you're saying there. And we done fought. Didn't we fight in every war in this fucking country? Durable Goods says we are looking for institutions, hospitals, banks, police forces, intelligence networks, colleges, etc., not individual checks. That's what's up. That's what we need. That's what we need. And then we also need these motherfucking white folk to leave us the fuck alone. We need to add that in there. Because when we say what we're looking for, we need to also be looking for these white motherfuckers to stop sabotaging everything that we try to build. Them motherfuckers are some sabotaging motherfuckers, and they always have been. So even if we're going to be, even if it comes in the form of a check, land, whatever it comes, also what needs to be mentioned is the sabotage campaign that's constantly ran by this American government against its so-called American citizens, which would be black people. Always sabotage campaigns run against us. ASAP Joe, no. It probably won't happen. It probably won't happen. I even figured that even if they come out and give black folk reparations, like we not going the protection aspect of it and them not sabotaging our movements, you know, they need to be called out on that shit. They need to be called out for that shit. Dennis Connor says, why when we talk about reparations, people assume we're talking about money for slavery. I think that comes from, you know, because some people are talking about money for slavery. Some people have said that before, you know, or some people run with that mentality that, well, there's a certain dollar amount that you owe me, you owe my people. Some people do run with that. For anybody that's truly, you know, thought this thing through, they understand that fiat currency ain't about to do too much of anything anyway. Now they start handing out goddamn checks, I'm gonna take my shit, you know. But if the smarter you become about how this works, even if you do your research on the World Bank, who runs and owns the World Bank? So once you do research on that, once you understand who controls the World Bank, then you understand even if they give you some checks, it ain't really gonna mean too much, especially if we don't do what we're supposed to do with those checks. And then we got a question, well, are they going to allow us to do that? Or are they going to try to come in and fucking sabotage? We got to deal with these motherfucking saboteurs that we have in this, working within this government. They allowed a whole government faction, the FBI, to be completely against black people. That's allowed in this country. There's no problem with that. The president was cool with that. No issue. Bitch ass J. Edgar Hoover could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. To try to stop the rise of a black messiah, as he called it. We have to. Conscious school killer. Hey, ain't no telling, man. He said we did get reparations in the form of money. How many Floyd Coonweathers do you think will give that money right back to white people? Most, which is why I don't understand. Like, you know, I think most black people will do some shit like that because we're dealing with, and y'all know my rate is 99% coon rate here in America. And if you ask me globally as well, but we're just dealing with America right now. There's a 99 percentile coon rate here in America. So most black people are going to be throwing that shit right back to them. Because we're not checking for the mentality of the people first. We don't check for that. That don't even matter to us, you know? Like, I don't get why it don't matter. Because that was one of the things Malcolm X said. One of the biggest mistakes of the movement was trying to get a sleeping people organized around specific goals. Like, motherfuckers asleep. If you weren't already would be conscious or woke, you don't give a fuck about ATOS. You didn't give a fuck about Pan-Africanism. You don't give a fuck about reparations. They already don't give a fuck about any of that. So I don't understand why the mentality of our people ain't top priority number one. Because without the people standing together, you ain't gonna get no steam anyway. But motherfuckers want to tell me I'm tripping. When I say that, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, it's how we skipping over the mentality part. How are we skipping that? Oh, right over that part. Like, it don't even matter. We want to go straight to, you know, step 3 or 4, you know, instead of dealing with step 1. Okay, most black people is on some coon ass bullshit. Nah, nobody wants to deal with that. Most black parents are passing that coon shit down to their kids. It's just like, well, okay. But don't nobody care about that. That's not a part of the conversation that can even be had, because, you know, you start talking about that, then everybody got excuses for what all we can't do as far as our mentality is concerned. But that is a very important part. A very important part. Because there's a lot of stuff that we oversee right now as black people. As black people right now that we just do. Like, ain't nobody making us do it. Ain't nobody forcing us to do it. We just are active participants in the idea, in the system of the idea of white supremacy. We active participants. That's it. We just in there. We work in the system. We don't care. Most black people don't really give a fuck. They on some individualistic mindset shit. They don't give a fuck about the community. They don't give a fuck about the people. They don't give a fuck. And white supremacy done took their hands off the wheel. They don't have to steer this shit no more. They ain't got to drive it no more. We doing that shit for them. Sharada, you wild. Talking about everybody gonna have inches. LOL. You wild. But if you look at, I mean, look at what, I mean, even if you take something as simple, and this is not even as big as what would be well, I ain't gonna say it would be big, but a reparations check. Just look at what black folk do with their income tax money. If you want a small barometer of the mentality of black folk by and large, look at what black folk do with their income tax money. Just to have a small framing of the mentality. This is before we even get to some big reparations or anything like that. Just a very small, you know, small example. Just look what we're doing then versus what we could be doing. Did you even peek in the window? All you gotta do is just peek in real quick, check out black folk, like, oh shit, okay. Just check out that part. Nobody talking about no fucking unity. Ain't nobody talking about coming together. Hell no. Oopsie daisy one. Hell no. Somebody, so Rob, are you saying don't get reparations based on what people will do with it? Hell fucking no. Not at all. I'm not saying that at all. Cause they still owe us. I mean, the mentality of black folk is one thing. That's a reality. Period. We should be able to have these conversations. I called 99% of black people coons. I believe it. They got some self-hating ass bullshit going on with them. Parents can change it, but they won't. Does that mean that this motherfucking American government don't owe black people? No, it don't mean that. I can't speak for what everybody else would do with their money. I know what I would do with mine. If it was to come to that, if it was to come to a reparations check, if we're just talking about, just simply money, I know what I would do with mine. Wouldn't be no coon shit. I don't need no J's. I ain't buying nobody no goddamn weave or no shit like that. I know exactly what I would do. But that's just me. But I know what I do now, you see. It ain't like somebody about to get a check and just wake up. Like, oh shit, I'm woke. Not gonna happen like that. They still owe us the goddamn money. They still owe us more than money, really. We do. Sweet tea, we most definitely do. We need a shift in the cultural paradigm, but that's only gonna come when we start being better example for our kids. That's the only way that's gonna happen. The only way it's gonna happen is if we set better examples for our children. I'll give you an example right now. I had posted a story up on Instagram. This is the type of shit black people be on. Let me see. I'll give you two examples. Some of you may have seen the video of this white bitch. They call her Sidewalk Susie. Real name is Francie Neely. She confronts a black family during their baby's photo shoot. You know what them black folk did? Record. White bitch ran over there, out of pocket. The black folk there just recording. Recording. White woman runs up, hits the black man. Just recording. That's it. Got our phones out, recording and shit, you know. And of course, black people so fucking silly and make jokes out of their situation. This is, again, ATOS is cool, but we still run around giving pet names to white supremacists and think it's funny. It's a joke. This is a joke. Monica Fleming says father is white. Like that matters. Like, what does that change? I watch black people get disrespected like this all the time, and this is just what it is. We sit around recording, being cowards. You know, that's just what we do. It's what we do. And then when we talk about it, we give them nice little nickname. Sidewalk Susie. Sidewalk Susie. I had another video I posted up on my Instagram page. It was a black man getting cussed out over this some immigrant looking motherfucker calling this black man nigger and all this shit. Said the black man tried to steal his bike. Black man didn't do shit, just laughing. Just laughing. It's cool. No problem, no issue. That's what's going on right now. Black folk got their phones out recording, though. We stay recording some shit. And these motherfuckers disrespectful as hell. Had that woman been black, if Sidewalk Susie was a black woman, she would have got her ass whooped. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. If in the other video that where this immigrant dude is calling this black man all types of niggers, if that man would have been black, they'd have been fighting. This is going to be the struggle with, as far as the ATOS is concerned, this is going to be the struggle. It's getting black folk not to be scared of white folk. It's going to be a huge part. It's to where we're not fucking cowards. And not give a fuck. Because you think, even if we was to get even the conversation of reparations come up, white folk gonna be mad. Or they're gonna be mad as fuck. But does that mean you're gonna be scared? They're gonna be disrespectful as fuck. But we have to stop being so fucking scared, though. That's what's going on. But you know what type of shit black folk making viral? Not ATOS. That's why everybody don't know about it. We more concerned with celebrity gossip. I know, and I don't want to know, that Tristan Thompson cheated on one of the Kardashian bitches. I know that. Don't want to. But I know it. Because that's what's being shared all over the fucking place. With somebody's friend. I don't know whose friend it was. So one of their friends, he done cheated on one of the Kardashian bitches with, you know. That's the type of shit we concerned with. That's the type of shit that occupies our mind. Who's somebody fucking? Whether they stop fucking or not. Whether they cheating or not. That's it. That's going to be the struggle for ATOS. Is getting black people to give a fuck. That's a struggle for any black movement. Historically. Getting the majority of black folk to actually give a fuck. That is the hardest, most, never-ending struggle is that one. Any movement. I don't give a damn. ATOS, Pan-African, whatever it is. Warrior Scholar says ATOS is not a movement, it's a lineage. Okay. Doesn't change what the fuck I just said. You're not going to be able to get black folk to give a fuck about their lineage until somebody talk about cutting some checks. Then black folk might care. They'll come and stand in line for some checks probably. But up until that time, no, celebrity gossip. People extra. People be extra as fuck sometimes. It's okay. Me using the word movement was too much. So ATOS lineage. The hardest part is going to be getting black people to give a fuck about it before they're talking about cutting some checks. Giving a fuck about what they're owed before they're talking about cutting checks or anything like that. That mentality is what we're going to struggle with the most. Because I see it every day. Scared of white folk and worried about whoever these celebrities is fucking or not fucking. That's where we are. Sweet Tea, that's a good point. Says such a struggle, even with issues plaguing us specifically like maternal mortality, Black people don't give a fuck about nothing. You ask a lot of these Black folk what's the number one killer of Black folk, them motherfuckers that say cops. You know some Black folk that say that? Motherfuckers say cops. When the number one killer of Black folk is heart disease. Right? Number one killer of Black folk is choices. Man, these motherfucking police the number one killer of Black folk. No. Heart disease. Fuck you mean heart disease? You don't know your number one enemy? You don't know the number one killer of your people? You don't know nothing about that? They look at you like you're crazy. Brother Dylan says, Rob, a lot of these old niggas are stuck in their ways. Do we need to start with the youth to get Black people to wake up? Absolutely. That's all that matters. It would be much easier to integrate Black pride with fresh ears to listen. Most definitely. That's my only... I'm only talking to young Black folk. That's it. I mean, to me, don't nothing else matter. Older Black people either already mad, already decided they don't give a fuck, don't see the reason to even give a fuck whatsoever, and you ain't about to tell them shit. They already got this shit on lock. Young folk is, if you ain't talking to young people, if a motherfucker is getting on these videos to talk to grown people, then it's a waste of breath. Really. Your target audience should be the youth. Everything that you're saying should be able to be digested by the youth. To me. Now, of course, I'm going to be talking to Black parents as well, because they're raising the youth. So it's a demographic of Black people that I have to talk to. But a lot of the Black parents don't even be grown. You know, they're having the kids kind of young anyway. So, you know, I still want to, even if you didn't have it, you got to instill it into our kids. You cannot raise a carefree Black child. You can't. They only care about dancing and dressing nice. It's impossible. If that's what you're doing, then you failing your kids. You're not preparing your children for the reality in which they live, in a reality where something like ATOS has to exist. The fact that this even has to exist, the fact that this has been a conversation that's been had for centuries now, it shouldn't even have to exist, but it does. We are still begging to get rights, begging to get what we owed, begging to be looked at as human. We're still petitioning for all these things. And you're going to bring a Black child out here in the world and just, you know, go do your best? That's all you give them? That's a failure. Even with the Black Panther Party, they had to exist. For self-defense purposes and to instill pride. You can't raise a carefree Black child out here in this world. One that fears God. And that's it. Because the fear of God equals the fear of white men and their mamas. You hear niggas, they act like they bragging too. They be like, oh, I don't fear nobody. I don't fear nothing, no man but God. So the white man then. Cause I know you fear him. Cause you the hardest nigga in the world right now. You ain't scared of nothing, not even in prison. You'll go bang on that black man right now. You'll go kill him. But you ain't got that same energy for these white motherfuckers that's out here oppressing you at all. So you fear somebody. And that's the reason they changed the image of him. The reason they made him a white man. So that fear is ingrained into your mind. So you'll sit back and let a white person call you a nigger over and over and over again. And you do nothing. You'll let a random ass racist white bitch just come harass you and your family. That's what you will allow. Because them the ones you're scared of. And you'll hear subtle hints of it. You'll hear black people say shit like, man, if I punch that white motherfucker, I'll go to jail. Specifically about white now. White man or woman. If I do something to them, I'll go to jail. I'll go to prison. They ain't really worried about what's going to happen if they do something to somebody black. They ain't even concerned with that. It's only when it comes to white folk that they get scared of what's going to happen to them. It's real subtle. You'll hear it if you listen for it. Real subtle. Oh, they white, man. They'll give me 50 years for slapping that bitch. It's real subtle, but it's in there. Wait, what? Diane, what the fuck kind of question is that? What? Diane, what you talking about? Diane says, would you hate me if we met? Would you fear me? Oh, shit. Well, unlike most black people, Diane, I don't fear any of you motherfuckers at all. I fear nothing. Not even God. At all. I ain't scared of shit. But hate, man. Hate on sight. Don't trust you. No, I don't trust your motherfucking ass. But to hate you would be a waste of time, really. I don't trust your motherfucking ass. The way y'all lock y'all doors whenever you see black folk. See, it really is. You should, when white folk ask about hate when it comes from black people, what you should be asking him is, why don't you hate me? If you see one that is very comfortable hugging you, smiling, even as a white person, you, well, why the fuck do you trust me so much? Look at what all we've done. You see, that's the question. The question don't come this way. The question is, it's y'all. You know, white folk are the ones that spend time hating black people. They always have. Sabotaging black people. They always have. Always. But then act like they scared of us. You know. Always terrorizing black people. But Diane, honestly, I wouldn't have no interest in meeting you if you ain't on the front lines anyway. If you're not a white person, which I don't really know whether you're white or not. If you're a white person and you're not on the front lines fighting against racism every single day of your life, trying to wake your people up, then we ain't got nothing to meet about. You see? We ain't got nothing to meet about. We ain't got nothing to talk about because you're not on the front lines. And you're not calling for your people to get on the front lines. Me or you out. That ain't said, but don't you lock your doors too? I lock my door if I see a white man. Them the ones that's goddamn chloroforming motherfuckers and putting them in the trunk, taking them off in the goddamn woods and little cabins and shit, cutting motherfuckers goddamn into pieces. I lock my door if I see a white man, goddamn it. Hell, a white woman too. Hell, they might be a goddamn employee sitting over there to get me weak so the white motherfucker can come up behind me and chloroform the shit out of me. And here I am in the trunk. Shit. I ain't worried about getting robbed. A robbery, you know, I can deal with a little robbery. I can deal with a little robbery. Y'all white motherfuckers, y'all don't rob. Y'all go on killing sprees. Eating arms and shit. Burying motherfuckers in the woods and shit. Hearing voices, you know. Can't stop. I can deal with a little robbery. Give me your money. There you go. You got it. And I'm out. You out, I'm out. Easy. Y'all's problem. I'll tell you what's serious about what's interesting about white folk is they trust each other to a fault. Because when white people go on killing sprees, they kill each other. Truth be told. When they go on true killing sprees, when you hear about, you know, the Hillside Strangler or Ted Bundy, they kill each other because they trust each other so much. They will not even put in their mind that, well, white motherfuckers are crazy. They won't even do that. So now the Hillside Strangler killed 13 motherfuckers before they even looking for him. He getting led into... You know, I'm watching this shit on Ted Bundy. I mean, this is a sidebar. I'm gonna get off these motherfuckers in a second. This is a sidebar. I watched this shit in on Netflix about Ted Bundy. It was about a 4-part series. I don't even know why the fuck I watched it. I just wanted to fucking watch the shit. This motherfucker, his disguise was his own face. He didn't need nothing. Killed over 30 women. Didn't need one disguise. His face was a disguise because when white women see a white man, they don't think, oh, these motherfuckers the ones that killed 30 motherfuckers. Black folk, they might rob me, but yeah. Here, have my wallet. I'll cancel my cards when I get home. They see themselves and don't just trust. And this motherfucker goes on a 30 kill spree. The propaganda done tricked even white folk into believing that black folk are the problem. Black folk the ones you need to be worried about. It's fucking y'all up. Y'all lose 30 at a time. Because that propaganda done worked on y'all. Man, look. Look, Sweet Tea, look. I watched this shit, right? Because you talking about the second time he escaped. The time when this nigga just jumped out of the courthouse window, that ain't nothing but straight white privilege. Who the fuck gets to go? I'm gonna go in here, check out the library real quick, study up on how I'm gonna defend myself. Okay, Ted, you go ahead, man. Nobody guarding the door. Nobody guarding him. And that nigga jumped out the window, went to the woods. Like, what the fuck? What you mean? And then the second time he escaped, the motherfucker crawled through the damn light in the top of the fucking cell. Walked clean the fuck up out of there. That's the time he came to Florida and went on a goddamn killing spree. So the fact that they don't even see themselves as a threat is the reason that they have all these motherfucking serial killers, serial rapists. I've been watching a whole lot of shit about, you know, just white crime. Like and I'm talking about, it's not just in America. I watched this one show too. It was based over in Britain or some shit like that. They, you know, got that little accent and shit. They do this shit everywhere. Kidnapping, raping, serial killing, and then teach the whole world that black people are the ones you need to be scared of. That's the power of propaganda, man. That's how powerful that shit is. That's how powerful propaganda is. It even got white folk trusting themselves so much that they don't even realize that they the serial killers, they the kidnappers, they the rapists. They the weird fetish having motherfuckers. They won't even classify none of that. They looking for gangbangers, thugs, motherfuckers that look like me. And I have no interest in kidnapping, serial killing, no shit like that. I don't hear voices or nothing. I'm good. They have made the ultimate criminal the motherfucker that's living in poverty. These white motherfuckers be having so-called decent lives and still going to killing spree. It ain't even got to be no poverty-stricken shit. These motherfuckers just hear voices and shit. I can't help it. They have a itch they got to scratch. Like, these motherfuckers, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They are. Sweet Tea, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna look, y'all. I'm gonna do this with you, Sweet Tea, real quick. It says they are the original thugs and gangbangers. If you remember, and I'm not saying you remember because it's not like we was born, but if you do any amount of research on the first would-be immigrants, the European immigrants that came into New York, them white men up in New York was robbing, stealing, goddamn breaking in shit, stealing shit because they was in poverty. They got so tired of locking up white men up there. What they did was come up with programs to put those white men to work. Black men, black people ain't never got that type of benefit from this motherfucking country. Not once. At no point in history. They didn't see it as feasible to keep locked white men in filling up them prisons like that. So they came up with job programs for them. Created unions to protect them. So they could have jobs so that way they didn't have a reason to steal. That's what they did for their own. They ain't do that for us. They will not do that for us. They don't get tired of locking us up. Diane say what? Diane says, and you probably won't believe me, but my mom heard voices. Why wouldn't I believe you if your mom was white? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I believe that. Why wouldn't I believe you? That's very believable. Dylan said, "Ma, Sweet Tea, there you go, Sweet Tea." My man Dylan, he done gave you a shout out. Said you real. I'm not picking. Stop it. Y'all listen. I'm not picking. But when you watch shows like Snapped and these shows that I've been watching, these white women, they hear voices and they will murder the block. They act like that. They do. Not my fault. They will document there. You'll have shows after shows, documentary after documentary after documentary about serial killers, the type shit they into, everything that they do. And for some reason, nobody believes white folk crazy. Nobody. Nobody even fathoms. Black people actually feel safer around white folk, which is why a lot of black people decide to go live in white areas. You had a fatal mistake made by the woman that moved, the black woman from Forsyth, Georgia, who just got found murdered at that little sleepover. We briefly mentioned this on my show Monday. She moved, thought she was safe around white folk, went to a sleepover with about 8 white folk, found her dead, beaten to death off a ledge in the backyard. Black folk feel safer around white folk. Kinder to white folk. Look how black folk look even when white folk around, the way they speak to them. How proper they are to them. We speak to white folk. Good morning to white folk. You run across a black person, you ain't got shit to say to him. The fuck he looking at? The fuck she looking at? You know, it's more so this type of shit. That's the program. That's the program. I don't know what's going on. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith says, what grown woman is going to a sleepover? A grown woman that trusts white folk. White folk do shit like that. They'll camp in their backyard real quick. They do that. That's not rare. They'll do a little weird shit like camp in the backyard, have a sleepover, all that little shit. They do that. They do shit like that. They act like that. They'll get goddamn sleeping bags and sleep in their own backyard. No reason. No reason. Gina Regina said black women do it. Ashley Hawkins says me and my friends. So some black women out here having some goddamn. There's some black women out here having some sleepovers too. I'm not saying black women don't spend the night with each other, but we talking about groups of 8, 9. I don't really hear much about black women having sleepover parties necessarily. I don't necessarily say too. You know, not saying it don't happen. You know. PG number 13 said lingerie parties and stuff. They do have them sex parties. They do little shit like that. Because they perverts. They don't want to admit they're perverts. We ain't want to talk about it right now. We ain't going to talk about it. They have little sex parties and, you know, display, you know, different type of shit going on with them. Interesting shit. I ain't going to say nothing because, you know. Queen Jet Black says she probably was poisoned, but she was beat. So even if she was poisoned, they still find her beat up in the backyard. They found her beat up. Y'all talk about planning a camping trip. Shit. Y'all ain't about to get me in no Winnebago out in no damn woods nowhere. I always wanted me a Winnebago though. I did. I remember when I was young, I used to want, God damn, them motherfuckers got a whole house on wheels. I want me one of them motherfuckers, you know. And I was hanging around type motherfuckers that some of these motherfuckers have a whole lot of money. So they ever have nice ass fucking Winnebagos and shit. Like them shits be nice as fuck. But I'd be damn, I ain't taking that bitch too far. Cause I feel like once you make a certain amount of lefts, like when you make too many lefts and ain't nothing you can see but trees, and it's like I ain't supposed to be here. Not stopping though. I ain't about to do that shit. I can't do that. No. Hell no. Dylan says, Rob, I love camping, but these white people are weird with it. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I couldn't do camping with a bunch of white folk, and I'm the only black person. I maybe could do some camping with some black folk. But I just couldn't do it. But I had white folk offer me to come on fishing trips back when I was younger and shit. Fishing trips. They want me to get out on boats with them and go. I just, because I know the type of shit they can get away with. Won't nobody investigate. You know what I'm saying? Like once you realize that part, this ain't even me or being on no what they be called woke conscious. This is before all of that shit. I just knew the type of shit they can get away with. They could throw me off the side and be like, shit, I don't know what happened to Robert. And that's it. That's the opening shut case. Like, oh, okay, well, you know, those niggers, they love to, you know how they love to run away and get missing after they go on trips with groups of white people. They do love doing that, don't they? Yeah, opening shut case. That's like, yeah, well, no. Nope. Won't do it. Won't do it. Not saying they gonna do that, but I'd be damn, I can't put myself in that situation over some fish. You know, I give a fuck about fishing anyway. White folk be excited to hell about some goddamn fishing, boy. I'm like, nah. Nope. And I done ran up on that shit. Red Dre says, Rob, make 3 wrong lefts and ride up on some KKK members setting up their cross. I done ran up on a KKK members burning the cross when I was young. I done seen the shit. I done seen the shit. And they didn't see me. But I saw them. Because me and my brother used to just play in the woods all the time. Out in Shelby. I done seen them. No, Diane, I don't have any white friends in my life. The white people, they don't act right. White folk don't act right. White people won't get on the front lines, and they can't be my friends and on the front lines fighting against racism. If they're not fighting against racism and not educating their own people every single day of their life, I can't really hang with them. So ain't I can do. I'm cordial, you know, with white folk. I don't walk around slapping white people. I should, you know, and there's nothing I probably should. It would make more sense, really. If I just walk around slapping the shit out of white people every day. You know, I don't. I'm cordial with them, you know. I'm cordial as fuck with them. I speak, you know, would be polite. I don't let them play me, though. You know, don't let them play me out here in these streets. But they don't be on the front line, man. Diane, your people do not be on the front lines. Your people don't be on the front line, so I can't fuck with them. You got to be, to me, you got to be banging on white, or you got to be banging on institutional racism and the idea of white supremacy every single day. And white people don't do that. So I can't be friends with them. Michael O says, I live in Canada, but I especially don't trust the white folks here. Man, I used to game with some motherfuckers from Canada. Motherfuckers from Canada are racist as hell. I used to game when you get online, man, motherfuckers say they from Canada, they be racist as fuck. They just say A at the end of shit. I mean, motherfucker, you still a racist ass bitch motherfucker, you know? But white racism isn't restricted to America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked. It's not specific to America. You can go anywhere where there are black people are and white people are around them. Those white people are racist towards those black people. No matter where in the world you go. No matter where you go. Those black people can be minding their own business. White people will find a way to hate them. Everywhere. It's a goddamn natural phenomenon. No matter what. They'll find a reason to hate them. And it's just like, fuck you mean? How could a white person not sit and dedicate their entire lives to waking up their people? Clearly, y'all got a problem, you see. Clearly, there's a serious issue where y'all can hate all black people all over the world. Oppress black people all over the world. And most y'all can do is speak to black folks, say good morning to black people and smile at them and shit, you know. And I ain't racist, you know. It ain't me. But there's an entire system in place that's oppressing black people and you don't give a fuck. Like, that's problematic. So I would, you know, question anybody who has white friends. If their white friends ain't doing that. I just explained the front line. DC said, Rob, Diane asked, what's the front line? The front line is you fighting against racism, white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy every day, all day. That's the front line. Dedicating your platforms, like maybe you have an Instagram, Facebook, out here in the streets when you hear white people being racist as fuck, because white people comfortable as fuck around their own being racist as shit. They'll call black people niggers and say all types of racist shit around other white folk. Are you checking them? Are you punching them bitches in the face? You know, are you doing something? You know. If you ain't doing that, you ain't doing shit. But we really, because at this point, y'all know I don't give a fuck about white folk and what they doing with themselves, what they dedicate their energy to. I don't really give a fuck about what they're doing. My concern is what black people are doing. My concern is, just like with this ATOS shit, is, you know, how to get this concept to be something that black people even care about. That's the struggle. That's the hard part. Getting us to focus ourselves. Getting us to not just be okay with the fact that you can pay your own bills. You can take care of yourself. You see, that would have to stop being enough, because that's the mentality black folk have. As long as they good, they lights on, everything paid for, they're not worried about nothing else. They are making and getting by in the system of being the way it is, and they don't really care. You see, they ain't worried about it. Get their nails done, get their hair cut, go buy the J's, buy some weave, you know, buy whatever clothes they want to buy, put some 20s on their, you know, Camaro, whatever they rolling in. They good. They are fine. And it's okay. But we have to get past the point of just being okay. We have to. 20s can't be enough. You got your system in your car, that can't be enough. Putting 20s on your charger and shit, that ain't enough. Got tint on your windows, that's not enough. Getting you some pussy, happy with that, got you a couple chicks, not enough. Getting your nails done every week, hair done every 2 weeks, men always trying to holler at you and shit, ass nice, body nice, it's not enough. And that's the struggle of any movement, is trying to get black people to understand that that's not enough. It's not enough for you to just be okay, because you're ignoring the plight of an entire people that look just like you. You're ignoring the plight of people who aren't even around you, not even in your country, because this is a worldwide thing. How can you not care what they're doing over in Africa? It's directly connected to you. It directly connects to the entire, all black people in the diaspora. It's directly connected to you. What's going on in Jamaica? How they treating black folk in Haiti? Because however they allow to treat black folk anywhere is exactly how you can be treated wherever you are. So that's why I don't understand how anybody is okay. I don't get it. They can do this over there. They can do it over here. They can do it anywhere. They still got a full-blown out slave trade happening in Libya. Arabs. Full blown. When you decide that you don't care about what's going on with other black folk, because you okay, the conditions of our people never change. Ever. So we don't care. Individualism and tribalism have been the downfall of our people historically, and we continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, and nobody seems to have a problem with it. We get into petty beefs. We decide to hold lifelong grudges with each other. Lifelong grudges. The motherfucker that's colonized you and all your people all over the world, you forgive them, and I mean, it takes nothing to forgive them. Nothing. But you can't forgive your own people. You can't love your own people. Joseph Hester says, do you think white folk will be here in 2050? If black folk got something to do with it, yeah. Yep, they'll be here. I think a lot of black folk have got them kill themselves if white folk disappear right now. You got people like, for example, Nick Cannon, who believes that you can save the white race by just going to fuck them. He want to save them. You don't want nothing to happen to them. Now, they're at a minus birth rate right now. I even saw an article where they're paying people, I think it was a country in Italy, I could be wrong. They're paying people to come over there and have kids. Come over there and live and have kids. White people fucked up in the game right now. Their birth rate not keeping up with their death rate. But black folk might perish, man. They won't know what to do with themselves. Because if you look at the mentality of black folk out here right now, who stand and support the idea of white supremacy. Will fight you for talking about the idea of white supremacy, institutional racism, redlining, the privatized prison complex. They will fight you for even talking about it. This is what we are. This is where our mentality is. That's going to be the struggle with ATOS. That's going to be the ultimate struggle with ATOS. Because the people that's fucking with ATOS is the ones that was already woke. I mean, you know, it's black people that already understand what's going on. ATOS isn't necessarily waking up. You know what I'm saying? Like it, and I mean, and some of y'all, you know, you're gonna take whatever the fuck I say as disrespect anyway, but it's not necessarily waking anybody up. It's just people that already understand, already know what's going on, funneling them their way into ATOS, which is fine. But we still dealing with a 99% self-hating ass black coon rate. Still. ATOS ain't changing that. That's where we are. That's going to be the uphill battle for ATOS or any other black group that comes out here. Yo, man, hold on. Miss Rod mad as fuck. Hold on, let me see. Y'all said Diana Mole. I don't know. I don't know. Epidemic Beat says, to my observation, again, white people would only stand with us if they're trying to push their own agenda. I believe that. That's why I ain't trying to necessarily get them to stand with us. I'm trying to get them to go over there to their own people. Go talk to them. I don't necessarily need them lining up really beside me. They can go stand and just form their own line, you know, white coalition against racism or whatever the fuck they might want to call it, and go deal with their own. I don't know. Come on, get it. Says, I don't know any bad white folks. White folks have always been fair to me. I live in the South. Maybe we have the best white folks down here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Boy. That's interesting. White folk always been fair to you, but they're not standing up for you, though. See, that's the thing. This ain't about bad white folk. This ain't about that. This ain't about you, you know, white people spitting in your face, calling you a nigger. It ain't about that. White people ain't mistreated me directly. I ain't had no issues with white folk coming up disrespecting me. No issues. White folk always been helpful and cool. You know, I had white folk help me out in life and shit like that. That's not what this is about. But that's not what makes them, we talking about good or bad. We're not talking about that. We talking about what the fuck are they doing to dismantle the system that they people have in place that they don't seem to give a fuck about. They're not mad. You see? And if white folk ain't mad, then them motherfuckers ain't good to me. Anyway. And they're not mad every day about a system that's in place that's oppressing the fuck out of black folk, but they call themselves loving black people, call themselves caring about black people, and it's a goddamn farce. It's a lie. You don't see no mad white folk out here. They might be good to you, I guess, you know. But them motherfuckers ain't mad. They're not mad about it. Sissy B says, I am pro Pan-African and ATOS at the same time. That's what's up. That is what's up. I don't see how, you know, to me, you know, you're dealing with Pan-African is everybody, and ATOS is, well, let's deal with this right here in America. You know, I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I understand both ideologies. Valentine Outlaw says, when is black people going to get their reparations? You're asking the wrong one. I ain't got that type of psychic ability. Come get it, said white men, buy from me and support my family. If you got shot down by a cop tomorrow, 3Ks, will those white motherfuckers make sure that cop is brought to justice? See, that's what it's about. You looking at it from a simplistic mindset. I mean, you saying white folks support your family. Hell, white NFL owners are giving millions to other black men supporting the hell out of their families. The hell out of them. But still don't give a fuck if you get gunned down in the street. They're not mad about that. That's what I'm talking about. You talking about a matter of on the surface. And that's not what it is. That's not what's going on, man. When you come out here to defend white people, one thing you have to understand when you defend them with those type of talking points, you know, that's not what the grand scheme of this shit. That's not what it's about. That's not what this shit is about. Come get it says my own people, black folks, robbed me because they poor. Why are they poor? Anybody will rob you if they poor. Go set your business up next to a trailer park. Guess who's gonna be robbing you? White folk. I don't know why we act like we like black folk the only motherfuckers that rob folk. I think that's very interesting. You know, you go to anywhere where you're in an area that is poor. I experienced that about 3 or 4 years back. I was working at a Lowe's out in Mooresville, North Carolina. When I started working for this Lowe's, the manager at the time was telling me how and why he had to chain up lawnmowers and shit. He said the white motherfuckers would come out there in pickup trucks and just take lawnmowers. So they had to start chaining them up at night, locking them up. Because I used to hate having to lock them bitches up every night. Because them motherfucking push lawnmowers, to push them bitches when they ain't running is some bullshit. I'm just going to tell you that now. But having to push them into the store. And this whole thing was to protect them from white folk. The security system inside the store, they said most of the theft that happened inside this Lowe's was white folk. That's because you in Mooresville. Them some poor ass, country ass white folk out there. And they steal just as much. They're going to rob just as much. When you look at the crime statistics out there for Mooresville, it's going to be white folk doing it. Because that's the poor people that live there, you know. We don't ever frame that shit. We just make it seem like, you know, black people are the ones that do all the robbing. It's not true. That's the propaganda working on us. Yeah, they were stealing the hell out of them riding lawnmowers. Man, let me tell you something, Conscious Coon Killer. Let me tell you something. Some of these lawnmowers and ride lawnmowers cost $4,000, bro. $4,000. Like, and then bitches would come in gangs, groups of 4. They would get the bitches on camera. They just wasn't gonna catch them. Groups of 4. They would come pick up the goddamn lawnmowers. Motherfuckers got the truck running, pick up the lawnmowers, put the bitches on the back, and roll. They out. Got them a lawnmower. Might start them a goddamn business with it. I don't know. You know. Might start up a goddamn lawnmower, goddamn cutting grass business with that shit. Cotton School Killer said, God damn, not me, grass ain't that serious. They can sell that lawnmower too, though. They can sell it. Sell it for parts. I mean, when you poor, you pretty much stealing anything you can steal. You pretty much gonna take anything you can take. If it ain't locked up, goddamn it, I'm getting it. Right, Black Dot Warrior, you know what I'm talking about? Black Dot Warrior. So I used to work at Home Depot, and white folks would try and steal the lawnmowers and barbecue pits after hours. And what makes it so crazy is that they can do this, but there ain't a whole news special on them stealing. You see, there ain't no whole news special on the amount of theft in this area due to poverty. Nothing. They only do that to black folk. That's how the propaganda machine works. When I worked at this motherfucking Lowe's, they follow white folk around the motherfucking store. Because they was the ones doing the stealing. That's a theft like that in stores, retail stores and shit like that. Those are crimes of poverty. And poverty don't have a certain color. It just don't. Mia said white folks good at stealing. They be wild at marches because typically they're not getting followed. They're not getting, they're not getting harassed. I watched a movie recently, Ocean's 8, the one with Sandra Bullock and some Rihanna in it. Some white bitches in Rihanna. But a white woman she could still, I'm talking about go on a spree. If she looks professional enough, white man, if he looks professional, got his suit on or whatever, they're not even paying no attention. I remember a scene when Sandra Bullock got her ass out of jail for theft. She went straight to stealing, conning, and she didn't have to worry about nobody following her or bothering her. Her whiteness is her mask. That's the disguise right there. She don't look out of place. Her being white is the mask. She ain't got to do shit. She went straight to some department store, grabbed a whole bunch of shit. You know, like, yeah, Ocean's 8 is a movie. Yeah, I remember Ocean's 11, and I think Ocean's 12, and this is Ocean's 8 that had all women this time. But when you white, don't even talk about In Plain Sight. That Netflix special, I know you ain't talking about that Netflix special. I think you, Sharonda, I think you just probably talking about, you know, how white people can get away with robbery like that. In Plain Sight. Same way they did this whole goddamn country. Same reason for the reason, same point of the whole ATOS movement is y'all stole the whole goddamn country, built wealth, and what the fuck is going on with you? But nonetheless, that motherfucking Netflix special, white folk. White folk. Anybody that saw that Netflix special In Plain Sight or Abducted in Plain Sight or whatever the fuck it's called, white folk. That's all, as you're watching, that's all you're going to say in your mind. White folk. That shit blew my mind. And all I could think about was these motherfuckers trust themselves so much that they allow themselves to be just all time. I could probably sit and do a whole fucking video on In Plain Sight. That shit is crazy. I didn't think it was real. That's how crazy it was. But all I could think of the whole time, white folk. What the fuck? If y'all haven't seen that shit, if you just want to spend about an hour and a half of your life saying white folk over and over again, shaking your head, watch Abducted in Plain Sight. Just watch it. Sweet T said Abducted in Plain Sight. Nah, mine would have been buried in the cemetery playing with my kids. It wouldn't even got that far. Ain't nobody taking my daughter nowhere by them. Like, it's not happening. Neither one. My daughter ain't going with no nigga. Nowhere. Nowhere. Oh, we going out of town. You know, I'm gonna take yeah, your daughter. Yeah, just her. No, you stay home. Yeah, no, brother too. Yeah, no, I don't need nobody else. Y'all chill. I'm gonna take your daughter camping. We were just talking about camping. For example, I'm gonna take your daughter camping, Rob. All right, man, y'all just, you know, see you when you get back. No. If a motherfucker asks me that question, I beat his ass before I even realize what the fuck happened. I'll wake up and this motherfucker might be dead. I'll black out. Y'all remember, we just talking about white folk hearing some voices. I start hearing some goddamn voices, all right? It'd be the voices of the goddamn ancestors telling me to kill this motherfucker. Just upon asking me that shit. Motherfucker dead. I'm looking around like, what the fuck? This nigga dead. No Abducted in Plain Sight movie even be able to come out. No story, no nothing. Like, oh, damn, this nigga dead. That's the name of the whole movie. the whole documentary is, damn, this nigga dead. And it went off in 5 minutes. That's the whole thing. That's it. That's all. Like, what the fuck you mean you want to take my daughter somewhere? But like, no, bruh, no. Out of control. White folk. White folk. That's what they do. Right, PG number 13 said roll credit. That's it. Robert Perkins is now serving a 20-year sentence for murdering him. Thank you for watching. Oh, damn, this nigga dead. That's it. You know, I have to do the words at the end. They wouldn't even say, they just put the words up. You know, they don't want to come out. I don't know why the fuck, like, motherfucker, read the goddamn words. Why the fuck y'all put these goddamn words up here and make me have to read this shit? But Robert Perkins is serving 25 to life for killing a motherfucker with his bare hands. Says he doesn't remember killing him. He just woke up dead. He's serving time now. Up in the... That's it. But white folk, this is... And I'm telling you, when you study the pathology, again, I've been watching a whole lot of shit about these white folk out here. And the type of crimes they do. They trust themselves in... Like, just to no end. Like, what the fuck you mean? How did this even happen? The fuck? I might be able to get plead goddamn temporary insanity or something, you know. Because when I come back, the motherfucker is dead. I come back to life like, oh shit, this. I don't remember shit, but this motherfucker saying something about my goddamn daughter and me staying at home. That's all I remember, and then the motherfucker's dead. I don't know what happened. Let me get off like y'all do the mass school shooters. Let me. Yeah, I was hearing your voices. Yeah. Crazy as hell. I'm crazy as fuck. Just let me. Temporary insanity. Can I get that? Can't get that? Okay. All right. Y'all know y'all are some racist motherfuckers. You know, come back there. Come right back to it. Like, y'all racist motherfuckers. What do you mean how I feel about Spanish girls? Y'all be asking me questions about particular groups of women, which I think is very interesting. That y'all brothers Valentine. I don't know. Did you ask me this the other day? Is the Spanish girl black? Like, that's all that matters to me. That's really, I mean, I don't, you know. I can deal with a black woman and speak Spanish. If that's what you're asking me. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's your first time? I know a lot of people always ask me about how I feel about different groups of women, and I think it's interesting to me. But if they black, and know they black, got their fist up, understand the situation that we in around this motherfucker, we can talk. We can talk about some shit. Me and Clinton says a girl from Spain is white, right? Unless she's a Moor. I mean, it's black folk over in Spain. What you mean? But see, that's where that Pan-African mindset comes in at. That's why I feel like that's still very important. Because even if you go try to, you know, click up with somebody from another country, they still need to understand the situation that they're in around the world. Okay, I mean, you say they still call them Moors. I mean, they can call themselves whatever, you know. It's more. I heard some people call themselves Moors here too. That's fine. As long as she understands, you know. I feel like that song from Escape, when that song called Understanding, that's all I need. From any black person all over the world. I can't sing one for them. I hit the notes for y'all, but I can't sing. But y'all remember Understanding. Some of y'all young folk may not, but I can hear it in my head. You know, what I need from you is understanding. We can communicate. You can tell me what I say. I think they said some shit like that. You can tell me. I think it was you can tell me what I say. I don't necessarily understand that bar, but it was my shit back in the day. I'm not gonna sing. Don't worry about it. Conscious. Don't you worry about me singing, bro. Don't you worry about no shit like that. Don't you worry about no shit like that. Okay, Mia. So how can we communicate if you don't hear what I say? Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, some of y'all remember that song. Okay, I thought maybe I was old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Understand? Yeah, understand is what exactly. That's the that should be like the in our minds. You're sitting out like almost like it's fucking sonar or some shit. Like that's really all what it's all about. At 35, meeting a black woman, no matter where she's from, trying to convince her that she is black and that she should be giving a fuck about what's going on with black people, that racism exists, that could be exhausting. Valentine Outlaw says, and how do you feel about these celebrities being under mind control? Do you think it's a real thing? I think mind control is a real thing. It's been documented. If you do any amount of research, the way they treat motherfuckers in the military, a lot of that shit is mind control. But a lot of these black celebrities, they don't have to be mind controlled. They're controlled by the money. So they don't necessarily have to use mind control. Or some people, we can talk about cloning and all types of wild shit. If you got money, you can get motherfuckers to do damn near anything. You got them on a contract or some shit like that. Money controls them. That's a powerful mind control device. Just money. Damn, what's up? Come get it. Says Rob is under mind control, obviously. Please explain that. Clarify that for me, please. How am I under mind control? I want to hear that one. Michael O says the educational system is mind control. It can be. That's very vague. Come get it. Says you are brainwashed. Explain. That's the same thing you said the first time. Brainwashed by what? How am I showing my brainwashing? Please explain that. Come get it says I'm sitting here watching a room full of racists bash other races. Wait, what? 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 Where? When? What race has been bashed? I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about black folk when they talk about somebody bashing another race. White folk literally done went around the entire world bashing literally other races. And other black people call you racist for talking about the crimes that white people have committed against humanity. Ain't that crazy? Is that not insane? Like what? So me saying something be talking about what they've done and what they do is bash it. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers running around the whole world killing black folk. What? Bruh. Man. Boy, you got, it's a whole lot of coon in you right now. It's a whole lot of coon in you right now. Whole lot of coon shit going on. I know you said that white folk support your business and they treat you good, but what does that have to do with, as a collective, what white folk out here doing? I don't get it. Repost your comment, observer, formerly known as Stuff. Interesting name. Repost your comment. And don't be typing exclamation marks to me and shit either. Don't do that. You say you don't get it because you're brainwashed. Okay, come get it. I'm done. No, he too far gone, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea said, Rob, don't you baptize cool? Is he eligible for baptism? No, he gone. He's gone. If he's calling anything I done said on here racist, then he's done. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do about that. Gotta let him go. He may find it. I hope it don't take him being hurt. I hope it doesn't take him being injured or anything drastic happening for him to wake up and see what's going on. Hopefully that, because even with a coon mentality, I don't be wanting to see our people harmed. I don't want that to happen to our people. I hope it don't take a lot for him to see what's going on out here. And if he's a black man, he may have black children. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's not just teaching them just to run out here and like everything cool. But I hope I hope it doesn't have to take anything drastic for him to see what's going on out here. Yeah, you gotta walk down to the river. Y'all remember that song? It's a gospel song called Down by the Riverside. To be baptized, you gotta walk down to the river. I'm not about to come kidnap nobody. That ain't my people. We don't really do the kidnapping thing. So he had to walk down there and want a healing, you know. He had to want that. He might not be ready yet. He might not be ready for that yet. Somebody was talking about a comment that they made. Did you retype the comment? I don't see it in here. Valentine Outlaw says, do you follow Dr. Umar Johnson? He brings up a lot of good stuff, especially when he talks about how white folks destroyed our culture. I don't necessarily follow Umar Johnson, but I think Umar Johnson is a smart brother. I do think that. I do think he's a smart brother. Yeah, you talk about might be Steve Harvey in this chat front. Steve Harvey's ass won't be in here. Oh, this man said he's 56. Well, now that brings up a whole nother issue. Is that when you're dealing with older people, especially up in this age group, a lot of them be Christian, real strong, and a lot of them have, they've been able to exist amongst white folk and for that long, and a lot of them are very, very deep into that mentality, which is why I say again, y'all, I'm on here speaking to mostly young folk. All these old folk is gone. They're gone, got white Jesus dick in their mouth, and they just trying to get him to come. That's really all they want. They're trying to get Jesus to come real quick. That's all it is to it. Okay, observer. Get it together. No exclamation marks in your shit. And the all caps shit. You ain't got to do that really either. Just keep it cool. But them motherfuckers, man, they on their knees, Jesus dick in their mouth, and they wanting Jesus to come. No pun intended. That's it. It's sad. That's some sad shit. But a lot of them, there's no point in wasting time. You just let them. Okay, boom, this is where you are. Okay, cool. We out. Don't even worry about it. It's all right. Yeah, it's tough. I'm getting some afterlife questions. Rob, do you believe in reincarnation or an afterlife? Not in particular. No. Rob, where do you think we go? Where do you think we go when we die? I don't know. I have no idea at all. I have no idea where we go when we die. Right. I can't say your name worth a damn. Majito, maybe? Because people should worry about what's going on Earth, if you ask me. You think, but I guess that's, you would think. Bree Love says, do you think ATOS really has a chance at changing shit? I mean, if you look at the other movements, because again, ATOS is not a new concept. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the other movements that were speaking on reparations for Black people, if you just study those movements, because they didn't pick up enough steam, they failed. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get white folk to fess up to what they owe Black people, that to me, that's a failed movement. That's a failed movement. So I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm not gonna, be against them either. I don't, I ain't gonna be against nobody. I'm not gonna be against anyone with goals like that. Andrew says ATOS has already changed stuff. Well, there you go. Apparently they already did a lot. So it's just, trying to go tell white folk to pay some money, it's gonna be tough. But I won't stand against them. That's a good point, young Black King. I wish people all thought like that. Rob, human like you, how the fuck he know what's gonna happen after we cross over? I don't know what people. I don't know what the fact that people think they know what's gonna happen when we die is the most interesting thing to me. Is that no one can really say they don't know, and they don't. That makes them uncomfortable. It makes them really uncomfortable. It doesn't make me uncomfortable to not know. I gotta deal with what I gotta do here, deal with that, try to raise my kids with some pride so they're not a part of this 99% that's going on out here. Wait. Observer. No, I didn't see your comment. Where did you leave it? You didn't even put the comment back in here, did you? I don't see it. Let me see. I'm gonna go back up some to see if I saw it. Nope. Last thing you said was, give me a minute. I'm retyping it. I'm trying to retype it exactly how I said it. You said LOL, and I don't see anything after that. So I don't know. I traced it all the way back. And then you said, please tell me you saw my comment. So I don't know. But I think just, all you gotta do is copy and paste it. It shouldn't be a hard thing. Just copy and paste. Yeah, we're not really comfortable with I don't know. It bothers us. It's a part of the human condition. It's bothered the human being since the beginning of time. I don't know is not a comfortable place for the human mind to chill, to rest. It's not comfortable. So we create stories. And those stories are passed around and touted as truth. That's the human condition. Andrew says, Rob, do you think Black Americans and Caribbeans should change our slave owner last names? I mean, you can if you want to. Don't know what it's going to do for your body. Valentine says, why do white people always portray Egyptians as Caucasians when they know it was really blacks running things? You had like Caucasians, as you call them, are honest or something. They're liars. That's a simple, very, very simple question. Because they're liars. And they have been liars historically. That's what they do. That is what they do. That's an easy one right there. Them motherfuckers are pathological liars. And they always are, and they always have been throughout history. So when they make movies, that's not going to change in their movies as they depict themselves as Egyptians. That's part of the propaganda machine. Egyptians, they'll come out their mouth and say that they're one of the greatest civilizations that ever existed. So of course they're going to paint themselves as such. It's what they do. When they control the media, they can portray themselves however they want to. Observatory, I taught you how to smoke blacks. That's what's up. But apparently for me to say that is racist. To tell the truth about them and how they depict black folk is racist as hell. Jet Wild Radio says, yo, why do people get certificates when they get baptized? I saw that at Joel Osteen Church. I have no idea. When I got baptized when I was a kid, I don't remember getting a certificate. But I can imagine a certificate kind of serves as a reminder. Same way somebody's diploma does. You know, I'm thinking it may serve as the same thing. Remember Jesus. Remember the day of, you know, that you got dipped in this water and came up blind as a motherfucker, you know. I don't know. I can see it serving as a reminder. Queen Jet Black says, why do you think, oh no, who do you think will be the next president of the USA, an ATOS or someone else? What? You think the Electoral College is going to elect an ATOS? No, hell no. The ATOS ain't about to hold a position in any type of political arena whatsoever. Not going to happen. Now, if somebody black is already in there and decide to change their ideology, that may happen. That's, I guess, I don't even see that happening, but I'll say that's more likely to happen than the president being ATOS. The Electoral College ain't about to do that. Hell no. The ATOS will be on the outside, yelling in. Notice I didn't say looking in. I said the outside, yelling in. That's what they're going to be. And maybe somebody will hear him in there, but I don't see much coming of it. I do think they're bringing awareness, though, to a rightful claim. I do think that. Zay Get Doe says vote independent. Yeah, y'all really don't understand voting, boy. That's funny. The Electoral College ain't. Y'all don't get it yet. But we'll continue. You know, we'll keep going until y'all do get it. Wait, what? Archie Thomas says Electoral College usually honors the people's vote. Where are you getting that from, Archie? Where are you getting that? Why are you saying that? When do they honor the people? When the people's votes line up with what they was going to do anyway, yeah. Yeah. But what you talking about? The Electoral College votes with the popular, usually votes with the popular vote. Have you ever asked yourself why there's two? Why isn't the popular vote just enough? What is the point of the Electoral College? Sweet to you, funny. If it was really all about voting, what's the point of even having an Electoral College vote at all? If this was real, if it wasn't just a fucking game within a game within a game, why? What's the point of the Electoral College? For what? Why don't the popular vote decide the president? Red Dre says, Rob, the importance of voting is to still at least keep the presence of having a choice. Just giving up voting and letting white people know we're accepting them doing whatever they want to our face is pathetic. Okay. Okay. If you believe going down there to vote for, I think you make it seem like shits and giggles just to let them know we got a presence. Meanwhile, they're out here terrorizing black people continuously, still disenfranchising black people, still locking black people up disproportionately, still. Then that to me is pathetic. If you ask me, if that's the reason you're going to vote, it's so white folk, let white folk know something. Let them know you believe in this bullshit ass system, that you still asleep. I think it'd be more powerful if no black people went to the polls. I think that would be more powerful if nobody showed up to the polls. But that'll never happen. But regardless of who the president is, black folk, we got to get our shit tight. Regardless. You know, again, that's why I can't be against ATOS or any other pro-black movements at all. Our shit got to be tight. The president ain't got shit to do with us, really, in real life. Our shit has to be tight. We have to have more than 1% of black people, if that, giving a fuck about what's going on with black people. That has to change. Period. Our kids have to be raised differently. Like, there is no, you know, you can vote, you can do all this other shit, but ain't nothing gonna change for black folk until our mentalities change. Until we view our situation, not only now present day, but historically, until we think that's important. Black people don't think that's important. We're individualistic, like that one coon earlier talking about, well, white folks support my business. Basically, I'm okay, so racism ain't real. I'm fine, so racism isn't even important. So it's, that's just where we are. Mary Watson says local voting is the only voting that matters. I don't even believe that. It's nice. I think that there are such raging racists in some positions within local governments that those raging racists that are in those positions is best to get them motherfuckers out of there sometimes, at times. But a lot of times, them bitches still win, regardless of voting. Depends on the area, how the area is dominated as per population. But I haven't, even on a local level, I haven't really heard of any amazing things happening for Black folk in this nation. So even with Black people in positions, state, local, I really haven't heard anything going on as far as Black people are concerned. And actually, I was watching a Dr. Amos Wilson the other day. He was talking about how the Black politicians become the buffer class. You know what I'm saying? For Black people to be pacified, to feel like they have a Black face representing them. But meanwhile, those Black people in those positions still have to fall in line with the idea of white supremacy still. Black people, we have to get our shit together. Politics, we're not prepared to enter the political arena. I don't think so. I don't think we care enough about each other. And I feel like too many of our people can be bought off, too many of our people can be bought off once they get in those positions, can be controlled once they get in those positions, because our mind ain't right. Archie Thomas said Marion Barrett in DC made a big difference, helped minority businesses, summer jobs, and seniors. Okay, but did he do anything about the privatized prison complex up there? I'm not saying that having Black people in certain positions can't help a little bit of Black people in the area. But it's been a game for a long time now. Since they gave Black people the right to vote, since they so-called gave Black people the right to vote, you had to know once you got the right to vote that it lost all its power. We're talking about the American government. I don't know why y'all trust them so much. I don't get it. It honestly blows my mind how much we trust this government when they give us stuff. Same way they gave the Native Americans land and went back and took it. When they gave you the right to vote, you should have known at that moment, oh, this shit ain't got it, the power is gone. If it had power before, which I don't even believe it had power before, but they damn sure don't got no power now. Once they let Black folk be a part of it. Because it's their system, I don't know why we trust that. I really don't. I really, really don't. It's interesting to me. Good night, Regina. I'm about to get off here too. I'm hungry as hell. I'm about to get off here myself here in a second. It's very interesting that we trust, this system. But if you believe that having Black people in positions in the government works, then keep voting for them. I mean, we got them. We got judges and Supreme Court justices and police chiefs and mayors and, we got all types of Black folk out here. But here we are still having this conversation. Here we are still having to have a hashtag come out and try to get something happening for black folk. That has to mean something to people. That has to mean something. Why do if we got all these black folk in these political in the political arena, why is there a need for a hashtag? Like it just I don't know how we make sense of that. But y'all go vote. I mean, go do whatever the fuck y'all gonna do. It's not like ain't nobody listening to what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. So y'all do whatever the fuck you've been doing. Do that. I mean, I think this is the best thing for people to do is just do what you've been doing. Don't pay me no mind. Maurice Gray says, because most of the people you see aren't black. How? Here's what's interesting. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave this alone. I'm actually get off here. If we are saying, and I contend that 99% of black people are coons, sellouts. 99% of black people are Steve Harveys, Floyd Mayweathers, etc., etc., etc. That's most black people. This is even your political representatives, even if they're black. They're still not necessarily talking to you. They use words like minority. They use words like civil. They don't even be talking to you. So it don't matter. You can have a whole bunch of black politicians. They still not talking to you. Still not talking about you. Period. The system is corrupt. You cannot run into a corrupt system, stick some black folk in it, and think that automatically is going to start representing you. That's the game. That's the shell game they play. That's why Obama came. You can have black people in those positions. They can do little things in certain impoverished areas, make you feel like something may change. But when you get shot, the cop's still getting off. Still, nothing happening. They're not talking about the idea of white supremacy. They're not talking about institutional racism as a whole. They're not even talking about shit like that. You may have some activists out on the outside that may say something about it, but actually in politics, because they can't even get the votes. So they have to come out here and talk about we and us and American people. They have to start using this type of jargon. Because y'all black folk, white folk got to vote for some of these motherfuckers too in certain areas where black people exist. They got to start talking about we and us and American people, and they start using this jargon. They only talk black when they come around black folk. And that's if they even do it then, you know. If they even do it then. Again, ATOS wouldn't have to be out here trying if having black people in politics actually meant something. We done had black people in politics now for decades. Why we still need the ATOS to come tell us, to come make them deal with certain issues, to come make the issues relevant as to what American descendants of slaves have actually are owed in this country? Why are they even having to do that? If it matters about having black people in, that doesn't make any sense, y'all. Like we say stuff that it doesn't really make any sense. If that shit mattered, there are some black people that even try to get bills pushed through. The Congress shuts it down. There was a black woman here in North Carolina recently. Black woman. I'm going to tell you her name. Let me get off here. Black woman got kicked out of the political arena. Hold on. Let me find her because I want to say her name right. I want to make sure I say her name right. Hold on, y'all. Be patient with me for 1 second. I'm trying to find it. Damn it. Where the fuck my post go? They couldn't have deleted my shit. I see this shit about Sam Cooke real quick. If y'all get black people, if you get a chance to watch that documentary on Netflix about Sam Cooke, it's a good one. It might break your heart, but it's a damn good one. Did they delete my post? Instagram might have deleted my goddamn post because they do some shit like that. They don't give a fuck. was a black woman here in North Carolina who spoke out against, called the cops terrorists. She called them terrorists. And she said she thought 9/11 was an inside job. I thought that was really brave of her. But now she got kicked out. Kicked out of the political arena. Because that's just what they can do. Some people from the hood know this concept is get down or lay down. Some of y'all know about that. That's just what it is. I don't see it though. They might have deleted my goddamn post. That's some fucking bullshit too. That's some bullshit. But some of y'all saw that documentary on Sam Cooke. That's what's up. That should have break your heart, man. That should have break your heart. Because you seeing the same type way they treat black folk. And they can still do it whenever they get ready. Still do it. We still have to come out here and make movements just to get respect, just to get, you know, viewed as human, just to be paid what we're owed. We got to come out here and make full-blown movements because these motherfuckers are not honorable. We're dealing with people who are not honorable at all. White folk are not honorable. We wouldn't have to do all this. We wouldn't have to have all these movements and shit. The reason we have to have all these movements and shit is because this political arena is trash. Trying to get anything as far as laws and shit like that passed through here, we got to go beg them. Because we can call it demanding if we want to. It's begging. And until we come together as a people, no movement or no lineage. I know somebody got mad at me for saying movement earlier. Lineage, none of that shit gonna matter until black people decide to get our shit together. Till we decide to love each other all over. Till we decide not to see each other as enemies and cower in the face of motherfucking white people. Till we decide that celebrity gossip is not more important than what's going on in our real lives. Until we make those decisions, you can hashtag all day. You can make up any movements you want to. You can say anything. It's going to be a waste of fucking time. That's just where we are. And we got to change the mentality before we get any movement done. And Malcolm told us that. But I'll see y'all. Some of y'all know I've been doing a lot of more random live streams. I've been on here for almost 3 hours now. So y'all can't say I don't fuck with you. But I've been doing more random live streams. I may be doing some. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, hit the notification button. Follow me on Instagram. Links in the description box. You want to make any donations, follow me anywhere. All links in the description box. I will see y'all next Wednesday for sure. But I may see y'all before that. So subscribe to the channel so y'all know exactly when I'm going live. I normally make a little announcement. Mad love, y'all. Shout out to Team Rob. I'm out.